fam, welcome to day 2 aboard Ruby Princess. It's a sea day. It's a beautiful day. I already went to the gym. I did a yoga class. I know a lot of people don't like to work out during a cruise, but I like to eat, so I have to balance it out somehow, right? And so therefore I do go to the gym while on a cruise. And so one thing you need to know about Princess, a change that Princess did, they used to have some free classes like stretching. Yoga, which I did this morning, was never a free class, but now there's no free classes. And depending on which all-inclusive package you have, it can be you have to pay for it, or you get 2 free classes for the cruise, or you get unlimited classes. So I'm in a package where I get 2 classes for the cruise, and I took advantage of one of the classes this morning. And so I also signed up for a steel pan class. Now, I'm Caribbean descent, Jamaican descent. I've never touched a steel pan in my life. One of the things I like about Princess is they do things like this. Like one cruise I was on, it was a ukulele class, and it gets you to do stuff that you've never done before, and you never know. You may really like it. You may think of it as a career if you really like it, or maybe you go home and try to find a class and continue on with your lessons. So I'm getting ready to take you there. It's getting ready to start shortly. Later on, I'm going to do lunch in the dining room. I've never done lunch in the dining room aboard Princess. I've done breakfast, I've done dinner, I've never done lunch. So I want to try out the lunch and see how the lunch is. They have tea time later on. I think I'm going to do that in a separate video. So Princess also has tea time, and so I'm going to show you tea time Princess style and see if it's a little bit more sophisticated, what they offer to eat, the different types of teas. And then I'm just going to see what happens throughout the course of the day. I haven't mapped out the course of the day, but stay tuned, family. It's a sea day. There's so much on the agenda. Come along with me on this journey. So on my way now to the steel pan class. I didn't see a lot of people name on the list, so I will see how it goes once I get to the class. So come along with me to this class now. It'll be a first time for me, so I'm excited.
My name is Wilson. I am the steel pan player on board. I play pretty much every day in the either in the piazza or in the wheelhouse during early evening hours. So we're going to attempt and make virtuosos out of you on the steel pan, and if we succeed, we will have you perform for your fellow guests at the end of the cruise. I don't feel any more enthusiasm anymore. And that should be a big. What happened? You'll be fine, I promise. Okay. Before we start, I would like to play a little something for you, a video, just to give you an idea of how the steel drum is made. Learn the scale, the G major scale. What happens when you sit in front of a piano and you're trying to play the C major scale, which is what they teach you first, right? The C major scale. So what you do, you play all the white notes from C to C. You don't play any black notes, because when you play C, this is you play only all the natural notes, the scale anyway, all the natural notes, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then you go up to the next octave. Here we are in G major, right? In G, however, we have one note that's not a regular natural note, it's the F. F becomes sharp. So when you see an F, the next black note next to it is an F sharp. All right, so let's go ahead and learn the G major scale. When you hold your mallets, these are called mallets, or you can call them sticks. You hold them as loosely as possible. Don't try to hold them too tight, okay? As loosely, because you need to use your wrist more than you use your arm. When you hit a note, do not rest the mallet too long on the note. In other words, do not play it like this. Okay? Play it like this. And it's more resonant like that. You want to play the notes that are on the left side of the drum with your left hand, the ones on the right side with your right hand, and A and G can be played with either hand. F sharp with either hand as well, and the small G. Okay, so let's go ahead and play and learn the G major scale. We're going to start, of course, with the root note, which is the G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and high G, which is the small G. You should sound like this. Now, we're going to make it a little more challenging for you. We're going to have you play it backwards. From high G to low G. Okay? Some of you will play the lead, and some of you will play chords. Right? I will explain that. Chords, huh? But until we do this selection, we all going to be learning how to play the melody. Okay? Alright, so it's like this, G, B, C, D, pause. Right? So that's the second time, and then the third time you go like this. You're gonna pause there. You're familiar with the melody, right? Okay. Alright, so one more time. G, B, C, pause. Pause again. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, when the lead play or when the sense, we're marching in, okay? So, we play a G major. Oh, when the sense, like that.
Good.
Yeah? Oh, when the sense, go marching in. Oh, when the sense, go marching in to the D. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Just finished the steel drum class. It was really good, as you saw from the footage. And so what's going to happen is that on C days we come back to practice again, And as she said, that we may come together to perform it somewhere before the cruise ends. So let's see how that goes. I am hungry. I haven't eaten all day. So next step is to go to the dining room and have lunch. I don't know what's going on with my family. Maybe I catch up with them as well. So time to eat. Lunchtime. Ruby Princess, C-Day. Hey fam, just got back from lunch. Let me tell you one thing. If you want to have lunch quick and easy and to go where you want to go, then lunch in the dining room is not for you. I think lunch in the dining room, they probably have less staff in the kitchen, as well as less wait staff. And it's only for limited time. It was only from 12 to 1:30. It took me an hour from the time I sat down to finish eating. It took me an hour. And so if you're one of those people who kind of just want to eat and just keep it moving, do not do the dining room for lunch. It would be better for you to do the buffet. So what did I get for lunch? What did I think about the food? You know, I rate food on a scale of 1 to 5. Now, the rating today is really going to be based upon preference. It should really be based upon preference anyway, but I'm just trying to say that in advance before I rate the food. That is really based upon preference. You may eat it and it may just be so wonderful. It may be the best you ever had, but I'm basing it a lot of times on what I like and the food I've had in the past. So what did I have for food? The first thing I had for an appetizer was the Thai spring rolls. And so I thought the flavors were delicious. It came with a sweet chili sauce, but it looked deconstructed. Like the cabbage was outside, the shrimp was on the outside of the roll, it was on the plate. And I'm used to a roll that has those things in it, and then you dip it into the sauce as a one piece of meal, everything together, not deconstructed. And so because of that, the flavors were good, as I said. Because I'm not used to that and I wish it was together like that, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because of that. Also, then I had the corn chowder. Once again, I've had corn chowder in the past and it was smooth. And I don't know, like maybe different regions, corn chowder is different, but this was chunky. You know, you could have pieces of corn, but I've had corn chowder where it was smooth and I like it smooth. And so because of that reason, the flavors once again were good. I always say Princess, they give you the flavor. I really didn't have to add much of anything. I still like a little black pepper. And because of that, I had to once again give it like a 3 out of 5. The flavors were good, but I do not like a chunky corn chowder. And then for my main course. Now my main course, I had spaghetti aglio olio. I may be messing that up, but it is pasta with olive oil, garlic, and pepper flakes, and I added shrimp to it. Flavorful. The pasta was flavorful. The shrimp was flavorful. It was not overcooked. I just think, to me, that the pasta was a little al dente to me. I don't feel it was overcooked, but it was just a little al dente to me. And so because of that reason, even though it was flavorful, you know, Princess, I think, brings the flavors. Maybe just a hit and miss. As I said, maybe they're understaffed for the lunchroom. And so once again, 3 out of 5, just kind of missing the mark to me. Not enough to give it a 4, but just middle of the road, but it was flavorful. And so that's why I'm giving it 3 out of 5. So that's what I had for lunch today. And so I would like to do tea time. As I said earlier, tea time is probably going to be in a separate video. And then I see that there is a production show tonight. And I always say, you know, when I'm on a cruise, the first production show is really going to be what determines if I go back to other production shows. Some Princess cruises, the singers and the dancers are phenomenal. I have been on a Princess cruise where I didn't care for the singers. You know, they just didn't do it for me, and I did not go to other shows after that. And to be fair, like one show could be just okay, maybe depending on the songs, and then maybe they do another show where these are the songs they like to sing, and it may just be their niche. But I'm going to go to the show tonight, and there's some other things around the ship as well that I'm going to capture for you as well. So stay tuned. Day 2, sea day aboard Ruby Princess. So fam, what a day it has been. It has been elegant night. And so what did I have for dinner? And for dinner, I had for appetizer the lump crab cake with a remoulade sauce. You know I rate food on a scale of 1 to 5. What did I think about it? I felt it was like a 3.5. I felt like it was lump crab. It wasn't too bready, but I felt like I could have had a little bit, I could have tasted more of the crab. So, but the remoulade sauce was so good. That sauce was really good. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. When it came to the red snapper, I thought that it was a little under seasoned in terms of salt. So I had red snapper and it came with beans and also peppers. And I asked to have a side of mashed potatoes. That didn't come on the menu, but I asked for a side of mashed potatoes. And so as the meal itself, I thought the balance of flavors came together with the mashed potatoes that I had added along with the peppers. And so even though it was a little undersalted, I still enjoyed the dish. And so red snapper is one of my favorite fishes, by the way. And so I gave that also like a 3.5 out of 5. It needed a little more for seasoning of salt, or maybe something else, a little bit of heat that really would bump up the flavors of that fish, but it was pleasing to the palate. And so after dinner, we decided as a family to go to this game show called the Yes and No Game Show. It's a show that I've only seen on Princess, and I enjoy going to see it. And I will show you footage from that game show. I will show you what is it about. So they'll speak about the rules of the show, and I'll show you some contestants from that show. And afterwards, we went to this production show called Stardust, and Stardust was a 1950s themed show. Unfortunately, they said that we should not record video, so I just took a few pictures. So what did I think of that show and the singers? I thought the singers complemented the period piece, and so 1950s, the singers that they had complemented the period piece. And so what I like about it, you know, from previous videos, I like a live band, and they had a live band on stage. And so I thought that was great. And so I'm curious to see how their voices would do with other types of music. So I'm not sure if they will have music or shows that would really complement their voices, or they'll have shows where they'll have to maybe stretch a little bit. Based upon what I heard today, I'm not sure if they have that, but I'll be surprised if they do in further production shows. So thank you for coming to day 2 aboard Ruby Princess. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I'm excited for the next day. Tomorrow is going to be day 3, Montego Bay, Jamaica. I've never been to the port. I have been to Montego Bay, Jamaica before, but I've never been to the port of Montego Bay. So let me show you this game show I've only seen on Princess, the Yes and No Game Show. And until day 3, see you then.
Welcome to our Explorers Lounge for the Yes or No Game Show. Who out there has seen the Yes or No Game Show before?
Yes.
We have a couple of repeat people now. Who is at their first ever game show of Yes or No? Welcome. Well, just to let you know, my name is Jess and I am your cruise director.
And I am Jess, your assistant cruise director. Don't confuse Jess and Jess or Jess and Jess.
Absolutely. Now, of course, there are some house rules for this game show. The first rule and the most important one is, of course, you cannot say yes and you cannot say no.
You cannot say yes or no in different languages. Near, ya, si, we, no, na, sing, nada, none of that.
We know them all. We speak 72 languages on board, so do not use them. We can also not use abbreviations. So things like yeah, none of that.
No repeats. In other words, maybe,
Maybe,
maybe.
maybe.
A repeat is more than twice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're going to get the boot and you're going to be kicked off. Now also your sentence needs to make sense. So if I ask, how's your day going, Cheslin?
Banana.
It doesn't make sense. You're going to get the boot.
You can get the boot and you don't want the boot.
No.
Right. Also, no
Gestures.
gestures.
None of that.
No.
And then the main thing, please guys, we do not want a 3-minute monologue. This is not therapy.
We don't get paid enough.
Absolutely. So now it's time to introduce you to this clock. This right here is our timer. If you make it all the way around to 3 minutes, that means you're going to be the winner of Yes or No Game Show. And of course, this clock is powered from the voice from above.
Oh, hi Jess. Hi
Hey.
Cheslin. It's me, the voice from above. How are you today?
Oh, is that Mark?
Oh, it sounds very similar to Mark and the Funky Bunch.
I love
I'm
it.
ready for some fun, are you?
We are ready for some fun. Explorers Lounge, are you ready for some fun?
But before we start, Jess, what happens in the first quadrant? Say they make it to the first quadrant.
That first one there, you get absolutely nothing. Nada. In fact, I'm going to give you a consolation prize. It's going to be in this little booby box. So that now you're going to get absolutely nothing. Now you get to here, you get the coaster, here's the water bottle, and of course you want to make it to the whole 3 minutes. If you make it to the 3 minutes, you get crowned the winner of the Yes or No Game Show, and you walk away with a bottle of Chateau du Cap.
Chateau de Cap.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a French.
It's
French
French.
bottle, yes.
It's French for toilet cleaner.
But there we go. Right. Do we have our first contestant?
I think we are ready to find our first contestant. Are you ready out there? Let's do it. Points from above. Who is our first contestant?
All right, our first contestant was really clever. Actually, they stared at a cup of orange juice for 12 hours because it said concentrate. All the way from Nashville is Elijah.
Elijah. Oh, yeah. Showing up here. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for dressing up a formal night.
At least it matches the socks match.
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. A bit of Adidas and a bit of Nike. So Elijah, tell us how you feeling to be on the Yes or No Game Show.
Really great.
You feeling great? Do you feel like you can beat the clock?
I feel like, yeah.
You feel like you're confident. I like it. Who you cruising with, Elijah?
My wife, Kylie.
White Kylie, hello, wife. Back there, supporting him over there. So of course we want him to last as long as possible, but we're going to find out if he has. Can you get any yeses or no's in your system right now? Do you need any out of your system?
No, I'm good.
No, you're good. You're ready to rock and
Ready to
roll.
go.
Well, you get to decide. Who do you want to start with? Is it the lovely Cheslin or is it myself?
We'll go with yourself.
We go with myself. Let's do it. Let's count it down in 3, 2, 1. Hello. So tell everybody, what do you do back home?
I sell windows.
You sell windows. He sells windows. Yes. At the same time. Elijah, you lasted so long. Wait. Sit back down, Elijah. Sit back down. This is brilliant. What a great start. Voice from above. How long did Elijah last?
Oh, Elijah, I think it took you longer to take a seat than it was actually taking part, but you lasted 6 seconds.
6 seconds, Elijah. That's what we're going to call it all through long. But
6
Elijah,
seconds away.
I am going to give you this bottle top. So this is for a used bottle of champagne, because that's how useless that was. Give it up, Elijah.
as he walks the walk of shame. Right.
I love it.
I hope our next contestant will last longer.
There's 6 seconds.
Yeah, he's
Oh
looking
bless.
his
Right, our
phone.
next contestant invited 18 friends to see a movie at the movie theatre because it said 18 plus. All the way from Texas, it's Chris.
Where is the lovely Chris? Hello, Chris. How you doing? Just fine. Don't worry. You can say yes or no. So we haven't started anything yet. So just fine. Chris, who are you cruising with? Karen. Karen. Hey, Karen. How you doing back there? So Chris, I want to just know a little bit. Have you ever done anything like this, a game show like this before? Maybe. Don't worry, you can relax. You can relax. We haven't began yet. Have you done anything like this before? No. No, you haven't. So this is your first time. Are you going to last longer than 6 seconds on your first time? No, we're not playing yet, man. Yes. You can say yes and no currently. In fact, Chris, let's get out all the yeses and nos out of the system. Go on, get them all out. Yes, Beautiful. Chris, you now get to decide who would you like to start with, myself or Cheslin? We'll go with Cheslin.
There we go. Okay, are we ready to count it down? 3, 2, 1. So Chris is short for Christine.
I don't know.
So what is Chris short for? What's your full name?
Christian.
Christian. Oh, okay, Christian is good. Okay, capital C, yes? Could be, okay. So, do you always bring your hands when you're nervous?
You have to speak, Chris.
We've got to have a conversation. Technically, it's an easy question to answer. Could be. Okay, so you said could be before, so you can't say could be again, right? We okay with that? Are you okay? You're comfy?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. So you are comfortable? Yes? No?
Negative.
Okay, this is not going. Okay, we need to have a conversation. You understand that again? Relax, breathe, relax. All good. Right, so Chris, you traveling with, what's the name again?
Karen.
Karen, you good? She's good? Is Karen good?
Looks like it.
Looks like it. Okay, right. So are you guys celebrating anything?
Anniversary.
Anniversary! How many years? I love anniversaries. You love anniversaries? 25 years! That's almost, what is the gift for 25? What is the gift for 25 years of anniversary? What's the gift for a 25-year anniversary?
Oh, swap. Hello, Chris. So, Chris, just a little bit of a question. How did you meet your partner?
At a gym?
At a gym, so you work out a lot?
Yes.
Chris, don't worry, we're not finished with you. Because we need to find out how long you lasted.
And she said very confidently, yes! With an S.
With an S at the end. Boys from above, how long did Chris last?
Oh, Chris from Texas, you were doing so well. You lasted 1 minute and 41 seconds.
So of course, 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'm gonna be nice to you, Chris. You're gonna walk away with our water bottle. Let's give Chris a massive round of applause. I already given this because I'm scared.